The star-studded cast of Marvel's Avengers is rallying behind Democratic candidate Kamala Harris for the upcoming US presidential elections, which CNN has described as a near-even race.
The Avengers assembled for Kamala Harris, but instead of inspiring fans, their endorsement became they got humiliated after a very unexpected twist. What was meant to be heroic came off as forced, with cringe-worthy catchphrases and jokes that felt out of place. Fans weren't cheering. They were rolling their eyes and flooding social media with memes like, "Thanos was right." Did Marvel's biggest stars just prove that even superheroes can fumble when they step into politics? Hollywood celebrities have been stepping into politics for decades, with figures like Frank Sinatra and Jane Fonda leading the way. Many stars believe their fame gives them the power to sway public opinion, thinking fans who love their movies or music will also value their political opinions. This assumption comes from the idea that influence on screen can translate into real-world impact. However, the reality is often more complex. Fans might admire a celebrity's talent without buying into their personal beliefs.
You have fictional Avengers, paid actors siding with Harris. Then you have real Avengers siding with Trump. Musk, RFK, Vivek, Tulsi, Vance, a murderer's row of badasses. Harris has the guy who plays Tony Stark.
This disconnect becomes clear when stars, who often live in a world of luxury, try to speak on issues that average people face. A multimillionaire actor endorsing a candidate can feel out of touch with someone struggling with day-to-day expenses. While these celebrities have a big platform, their involvement in politics can come across as tone-deaf rather than impactful. Ultimately, the idea that Hollywood can shape public opinion on something as personal as voting doesn't always hold up, and this often leads to frustration or indifference from the public.
What makes actors think we even give a damn about what they think?
The fact that you trot them out if you have them, but you don't have them.
You know what? Did it do Hillary Clinton any good? Come on.
Okay.
I think it's weird that they're saying, they come up with this slogan and they say, "Down with democracy."
When the Avengers cast joined forces to support Kamala Harris, what should have been inspiring instead came across as painfully awkward. Seeing iconic Marvel heroes like Don Cheadle and Scarlett Johansson discussing voting felt forced and scripted, as if they were trying to perform rather than sincerely communicate. Their efforts to bring humor into the mix backfired, making the endorsement seem more like a marketing ploy than genuine activism. One of the most awkward moments involved the actors brainstorming catchphrases for Harris, with lines like, "I can do this all day," and "Vote forever." These attempts to make politics cool didn't resonate, feeling wildly out of place for such a serious topic. Fans could sense how forced and unnatural the interaction was, making it hard to take their message seriously. Watching actors stumble outside their usual roles only highlighted the limits of Hollywood's political influence, as their superhero personas simply couldn't carry the weight of real-world endorsement. After the Avengers cast endorsed Kamala Harris, the internet responded with its trademark sarcasm, rallying around the phrase, "Thanos was right." For Marvel fans, this phrase is rooted in the storyline where Thanos, the iconic villain, wants to balance the universe by wiping out half of all life. A dark concept, but one that fans used humorously to imply that maybe it wouldn't be so bad if some things, like celebrity-driven political campaigns, didn't happen. Memes and jokes about the endorsement spread rapidly, with fans playfully suggesting that Thanos might have had a point in wanting to eliminate excess, even if it's the kind that includes cringe political endorsements from Hollywood's biggest stars.
Trump has the real Tony Stark, as in Elon Musk. So you can have your imposters because they're not real.
One fan joked that watching the Avengers stumble through political endorsements was like seeing your parents try to use TikTok. Another remarked that seeing Captain America tell me to vote just made me want to skip Election Day. For many, the endorsement seemed painfully forced, as if the actors were reciting lines from a poorly written script. The internet didn't hesitate to pile on, with reactions highlighting how awkward it felt to see superheroes in an uncomfortable, non-heroic light. Some memes showed Thanos smiling with captions like, "I did it for you, America," poking fun at the Avengers' attempt to be heroes in a context where their superpowers and catchphrases had no effect. The overwhelming online response, instead of showing admiration or inspiration, reflected embarrassment on behalf of the actors. Many fans criticized the assumption that celebrities wield real influence over the public's voting choices. Others highlighted how bizarre it was to see a group known for playing fictional heroes telling people how to act in real life. This reaction undercut the intended message of the Avengers cast, as fans felt that the whole thing missed the mark. In the end, rather than inspiring people to vote, the endorsement made the actors seem out of touch, with Thanos, ironically, being hailed as the one who knew how to handle things. This "Thanos was right" response became a tongue-in-cheek way for fans to express that they'd rather stick to Marvel's cinematic universe and leave the politics to the professionals.
Comedian Ricky Gervais has weighed into the US presidential election by poking fun at celebrities who claim they know best when it comes to politics.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff.
Ricky Gervais has become a known critic of Hollywood's tendency to push political agendas, and his response to the Avengers' endorsement of Kamala Harris was as sharp as ever. Gervais, never one to hold back, is famous for his scathing comments about celebrities' out-of-touch attitudes, notably at the Golden Globes, where he famously roasted Hollywood's elite. He often points out that many celebrities seem unaware of how disconnected they are from the lives of average people. In his response to the Avengers' endorsement, Gervais used humor to cut through the veneer of Hollywood's self-importance, aiming at the actors for assuming their fan base would simply align with their political stance because of their fame.
He went on to mock some of those in Hollywood for the over-the-top reactions we've been seeing when they endorse candidates and some of the fear that is getting spread aimed at anyone who may be thinking about voting for the other side.
If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime, and it makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country.
Gervais' critique reflects a growing frustration with celebrity involvement in politics. For many viewers, it feels condescending when actors tell the public how to think or who to vote for. Gervais hit the nail on the head when he mocked celebrities who think that because they're experts in their craft, they also have unique insights into science, politics, and social issues. His commentary resonates with people who are tired of Hollywood figures using their platform to lecture on topics they may not fully understand, especially when these celebrities live in a bubble far removed from the average person's day-to-day concerns.
Endorse Trump, I'd say this is great.
Great.
This is going to move voters, but now they're doing it with Kamala, so I'm just going to blow it off.
All right, you want to do the same for Taylor Swift?
In a bizarre twist, the Avengers cast trying to rally votes for Kamala Harris somehow veered into a discussion about the slogan, "Down with Democracy." This awkward moment left viewers scratching their heads as the actors tried to find catchphrases that sounded heroic enough to inspire the public. Unfortunately, "Down with Democracy" ended up sounding like an accidental admission rather than a rallying cry for civic engagement. The irony here was glaring. A group of superheroes, symbols of justice, freedom, and democracy, using language that seemed to undermine the very system they were endorsing. It was an odd and unfortunate choice, making the actors' attempt at political activism feel misguided. The unintended implication of this language turned the Avengers' endorsement into an example of just how tone-deaf Hollywood's approach to politics can sometimes be. The attempt to blend heroism with politics backfired as the catchphrase came off as anything but inspiring. Instead of motivating people to vote, phrases like "Down with Democracy" highlighted a sense of elitism and lack of awareness. It almost felt as though the actors were acting out a parody of themselves, completely missing the weight of what they were saying. This moment underscored the larger issue with Hollywood's involvement in politics. Even well-meaning efforts can easily be lost in translation when celebrities try to impose their influence in ways that feel unnatural or insincere. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.